Rahul here for Punch Out Boxing. I'm delighted to be here with Raven Chapman. Raven, when are we going to see you again? Is it this card?
Yeah, fighting on the 2nd December at the Copper Box. So not boxed there yet. It's a nice arena to tick off. So I'm excited. Obviously, really cool undercard as well with Shiraz v Williams, and yeah, just excited to get back out and get out before Christmas, before the year's done.
Do you know who your opponent's going to be?
At the moment, they're still working on the opponent, working quite hard at it, trying to get me a step forward, a step up, So hopefully they can deliver something big, something exciting for this next fight.
So you're well and truly in the world title picture now. I think it's fair to say. Seems somewhat complicated because Amanda's somewhat in limbo. I guess as undisputed champ, the governing body give her a lot more leeway. I've seen already the matchroom Golden Girl Sky. She's getting one of the interim belts. Is that likely the sort of route you're going to have to take?
Well, we had that route already sort of mapped out, and we had a fight scheduled with Brenda, no, Karen Carabajal, who fought the same night as me in August, but ended up losing her title to Ramos, who then got ordered to fight Serrano. So it kind of put that one back a little bit. Obviously, then couldn't go down that route. So just trying to see the next best options now. It's like you say, the featherweight ones, it's a little bit in limbo. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what they come with. There's always that scope for changing weight as well. If the opportunity presents itself, I'll happily do that.
Do you think you can go up or down or both?
Both, both. There's opportunities up. If there's opportunities down, down. I always said I wouldn't go down a weight, but you know what? At the minute, if it gets me closer to a world title, then I'll take it. And then I've got a bit more clout to carry with me into the feathers because that's the weight that ideally I want to contend. It's the weight I'm strong at and the weight that I've always done, and I know I can do it, and I'm comfortable and I perform well. So, if I can get something a bit bigger and then bring it with me to that weight.
Have you sparred with any of the sort of super featherweights or lightweights? Because I've seen Alicia Baumgartner up close. She looks considerably meatier than yourself or any other featherweight.
Yeah, so I always I've sparred girls a bit smaller than me, down to bantamweight. So we're sparring Ebony and Nina, up to I've sparred the likes of Terry Harper, I've sparred Kirsty Bavington, I've sparred bigger girls as well. So I know I can hold my own at the higher weights, and if I had to put some weight on for super feather, I can do that. I've got that kind of physique where I can build into it quite comfortably, I think.
Okay. Incidentally, have you seen the Serrano lookalike knocking around here? I think one of the waitresses.
Yeah,
She's a Serrano lookalike.
I think I know who you're on about. I didn't actually make that clock, but now you say it, you're not far off.
If she does pop by, we're gonna have to get a photo and tag Amanda in it. So.
Just say it's Manda.
All right, but I suppose if, if you can't get the Amanda fight, the best thing would be for her to maybe move up, leave all the vacant belts, and then you upcomers can then have your own merry-go-round. Because, like I said when we last spoke, there's no shortage of lady featherweight's probably the most stacked division in terms of upcomers. Because there's yourself, Sky, um, Sophia Leash, a couple of the girls at super bantamweight could easily move up. Um, yeah, there's big fights to keep you busy for years.
Yeah, exactly. It's an exciting division to be in. That's why I want to be in it. I want to be making moves in this division. I do have a belt in it already, and I'm ready to be stepping up. I'm ready to face the tougher challenges, tougher opponents. I would say I'm pretty much ready for Amanda now. And I would go in there tomorrow. You know what I mean? If I had the opportunity. Um, but that's the fighter in me. But that's also, it's the path I want to take. I want to take the harder challenges because that's what it's about. And my last fight proved I can get through those. My first cut, very hot night, tough opponent, and I got through it, and I got through it comfortably enough. But it's nights like that that will prepare me for these bigger challenges.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, it's fair to say you've almost single-handedly dragged Frank Warren into the 21st century. He's signing up other ladies now off the back.
Yeah, it's great. So I think I signed with them for a little bit over a year, and then they finally got another female, now another one in Hannah. So Christy and Hannah, like sort of stable mates of mine now. So yeah, really exciting and exciting to see that Frank is doing that, and I've maybe opened those doors and shown that that's a possibility, and shown that women's fights are entertaining as well. And I think obviously Hannah's on the Manchester show in the world title fight. That's going to be really exciting. And I also think Christy's going to be fighting on that show as well, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, that'd be a really big night, for Frank Warren and for women's boxing. So yeah, to kind of be one of those forerunners for it, it's really, humbling for me, and great to see that these opportunities are being had now.
And tell us what's the big female fight upcoming that you're most interested in? Obviously, there's Katie's possibly her last hurrah in Ireland. There's other talk of up at the other end, super middleweight. This lady, Shadesha Green, real danger woman. If she comes up against Savannah, that could be a real war.
Yeah, there's some two really interesting fights in the women's. Obviously, Serrano and Ramos are obviously the same weight, so I'm pretty intrigued by that one. Also by the fact they're doing 12 threes, which is, you know, great for women's boxing as well, and just for boxing really. And yeah, very excited to see Chantel and Katie, the second one. Um, Not sure I see it going any differently based on the last performance. And it's a real great opportunity for Chantel as well, just to really cement her name. So I felt like people weren't talking about her enough after beating Katie the first time, and she didn't quite get that recognition she really should have deserved. And so now they've got the second one, more people talking about it, and I think she'll get that recognition again, and people will really be saying her name as one of the best there is.
And by the way, where do you stand on the whole 3 minute rounds, 12 rounds? You confident you could hack the longer fight if necessary?
Yeah, 100%. That's what boxing's always been, like as an amateur, I fought three threes. Um, it can be a funny one. I say I'm near a fight and I'm sparring an amateur, and you go ask for 2 minutes instead of 3 minutes. It's a bit weird, isn't it? So I think as a professional fighter and just as a boxer, taking out the fact that I'm a woman, of course, want to fight 12 threes because that's what the actual boxing contest rules are, So why wouldn't I want to do that?
I mean, Mauricio Suleiman, head of the WBC, is adamant that the extra minute will be more dangerous for women in terms of more concussion. But then this is a dangerous game anyway. What's your views on his stance?
So, like you say, it's a dangerous sport anyway. I would disagree because I think if you have 3 minutes, it actually slow the pace down of the women's um, fights more, which means you may have the same amount of punches thrown over 3 minutes than you do in 2 minutes. I feel like 2 minute goes by so quickly, and you see, like I say, a lot of the lower level fighters as well. They just non-stop throw punches and keep that pace up throughout the whole fight. Whereas I think with 3 minutes, you'll see it slow down a bit more. You see more skill, and you see more stoppages based on the skill set. So those higher level fighters and the lower level fighters, I suppose there'd be more of a gap between the two when you have the 3 minutes. Um, but like I say, I tend to disagree with it. It's a sport at the end of the day. It's a dangerous sport. We all know what we signed in for. So let's do threes.
Indeed. On that poignant note, I'll leave it there. And Raven, always a pleasure. Can't wait to see you on December the 2nd.